Hi everybody, it's Amy and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. We're sitting on the floor again because we're going to do a what's hanging, but we're going to combine it with a what's in that tote because I've got just two things in the tote and I'm pretty sure I showed you all of these as I made them. I just wanted to trade them out, and so I'll show every time I take something off of here I'll make a video about it. So you may see these things already in a tutorial or in a previous video. So some of these might have been a what's in that tote, and now they're on what's hanging. So I'll start in the tote because I just have the two things there. I first found this yarn. I believe that this was leftover from my first knowledge of the Hobby Lobby sales. I had just found one of this ice cream yarn, and its color is Banana Split, and I just absolutely loved it. But it was just one skein by itself, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So I searched on eBay and found that somebody had some that they were selling. And I don't know, I think there were 6 or 7 skeins, and one of them was even wrapped in painter's tape, which is not, you know, you don't want to put tape on yarn because it just pulls out all the fibers. So of all that I had, this is all that I've got left. So it's sitting somewhere waiting for a whole bunch more 3, probably up in there. But this is a blanket that I made before any of my kids had kids. My oldest son has one baby girl, and prior to that, when I would make baby things, I was just making them. There was not a child in my mind, you know, whether they were going to go to friends or be donated or what, you know, maybe used by my own grandchildren in the future. There was nothing very specific. But this blanket I was making for whoever my first grandchild was going to be. I didn't, you know, it was years before we had one. So this has been sitting around in this tote for a little while, waiting for me to pull it out, and I actually forgot about it. So my baby girl is almost 1.5 years now, and she's never seen this blanket. So here it is. It's this cluster stitch where I always hold them upside down. You do double crochets that are incomplete and then pull all together, so you get these clusters. They're beautiful. I love them. And then you do a row of single crochet so that you come back, and so the front of the blanket is all together, and then the back of the blanket is, I mean, all of the clusters, this is the back side. Sometimes when you do a back and forth row, you get one side that is the pretty side, the right side, and one side that's the wrong side. If you do a row of singles in between or anything else in between. But sometimes you're just doing the cluster on top of a cluster, and then one's backwards from the other. So in this case, the single crochet in the middle brings you back to the right side so that your clusters are good. So isn't that gorgeous? I thought this was absolutely fantastic colorway working up. But it was the first time I'd done a 3 in like a blanket like this. I remember it took me forever and it drove me insane. So I said the yarn sat on my shelf for quite some time because I like it so much. It was a pretty for me to look at, and I didn't want to keep using this 3 until I found the right project. So what I did find was, this is called the Little Boy Blue blanket by Hooked by Robin. And I'll try to remember to link all the tutorials that I learned these blankets from down below so that you can take a look. But this is, I held 2 strands together, so it worked up a little bit quicker, and we got some marbling colors. I just thought that was so beautiful. It's such a simple thing. You just do 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip 1, and I like that they're offset from each other. So when I was working on this, I was trying to do some color controlling so that I wouldn't have these big chunks of purple. When I was holding the 2 strands together, I tried to offset them so that the same color wasn't lined up, but they were rotating colors differently than each other or whatever. And so I would have some sections where it was white on white or orange on orange, and it was driving me crazy. So I was trying to do some color controlling, and then that drove me crazy. So I tried to just let it be, and I love it. That's why I have it sitting out here on my display, because I just love the way those colors marbled together like that. So that is my ice cream yarn by Lion Brand that I love so much. So that can go down. And then the other thing in my tote here is sort of special to my heart. I don't know whatever is going to come out of this blanket, but my dad had Alzheimer's before he died, and he went into a facility, and I just wanted to make him a blanket that maybe possibly he could feel some, you know, sometimes he recognized us and sometimes he didn't. And I just thought that maybe this blanket could become special to him, even if he didn't know why it was special. He might just still love the blanket. So I made this for his bed at the facility. It is corner to corner, obviously, and I did do a little scallop edge. Some people might think that's a little bit girly, but I like it. And this is the Red Heart Super Saver. I think it was called Icelandic. It's this blue and gray sort of variegated, and then I added the gray in stripes. But yeah, this is a real special one to me, and I don't want to leave it in the tote. I think I am going to pull it out here for sure, but just a matter of whether it gets rotated out or whether it's a standard display piece for me. I love it. I miss my dad. It's hard when both your parents have gone. Anyway, okay. So next thing, so that was all that was in the tote. That's what's in this tote. And that's why I didn't want to do that one by itself, because it's just two things. Plus, the ice cream yarn blanket from my grandbaby also matched the ice cream yarn blanket that I made up here. So the next one I'm going to show you is what I call my sock monkey. I love these colors together, and they just look like a sock monkey to me. I say that every time I touch it, every time I look at it. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous design by Melanie. I don't know if it's her design or, you know, it's a cluster stitch. It's not going to be anything. Oh, I gotta charge my battery. You know, she didn't reinvent the wheel here, but she did do a tutorial on it, and so that's what I'm going to share with you. So it's just a cluster and then a single crochet, and then a cluster and a single crochet, and then you go back and do a row of singles, I believe, to work those clusters into. And I didn't put a border on it. It's just got the simple, you end on a chain row. Yes, exactly. So that would be the row. If I was going to keep going, then I would do clusters next. So this is done with Caron cakes, and I love my Caron cakes. As you can see up on my wall there, I've got so many of them. And this one is called Red Velvet. These cakes are 7.1 ounces, so I just love them. There's a ton of yarn here. So I've got like this isn't full, and then I've got another partial up there left, so we'll see what comes of that. But that is my Melanie Ham basic shell, beginner shell stitch. So again, I'll link all this down below so that you can go out and make them too. This one is from a Red Heart Super Saver Ogo. Its pattern is called the Ogo Textured Lattice Graphgan. It took me 6 Red Heart Super Saver Ogos, and it's a pattern by Yarnspirations. So it's this really great double treble crossover. This part of the X is trebles, and then this is a double treble. And so you'll go and you'll skip some, and then you'll come back to do the X, and it is such a great pattern. I found this. I was at the store, and the Ogo has one of those QR symbols that you can click on, and so I did, and it took me to Yarnspirations, and I could look up patterns right there on the spot to see how much yarn I would need to buy in the store. It was awesome. So this was a really great pattern. The colorway, I think it was called like newsprint maybe, and so it's all these kind of grays. I don't think this is really considered black. It's just a dark gray, and then some creams and a little bit of white in there too. So this is awesome. I love this one. And this is one of those that I got started with it before I knew what the stitch was. And I've done this crossover stitch before, and I absolutely hated it. And I ripped out all the work that I had done. So for me to realize that this is what I was getting myself into after I bought the yarn, after I sat home with my cup of tea and started to sit down for this project, I realized what the stitch was and just wanted to kick myself. But I did it. It looks fantastic. I love it, love it, love it. So this was a great one to I don't want to say force myself, but sometimes you just need a little bit of help to be motivated to do a project, to do a certain stitch. And God knows I needed it for that one. Okay, what else we got? This is a rectangle granny that I did also in a Karen cake. I'm working on some Karen cake stuff right now, so I've got one of my working cakes here. This one's called Mixed Berry, and I just love the colorway. I just absolutely love it. So I've got another thing here to show you later, but for now I'll show you this one. I tried to not color control. When you go round and round and round in a, whether it's a square or a rectangle, your work gets a little bit tweaked in the direction that you're spinning. So once every, row or every other row, I will flip my work and work back the other direction to keep that skewing from happening. And so when I was doing that, there were sections like right here where this big fat blue would just go down and now be a skinny blue. And it tweaks my eyes a little bit because I'm cuckoo. So, color controlling can be beautiful, but it can also be a bad thing because this is a creative art that we're doing and it should just happen the way it happens sometimes. We've got storms coming through, and so the sky is super cloudy and it keeps doing some thundering and stuff. And then just right now that sun is coming through and poking me in the eye. So I think it's going to go away here again soon. But so yeah, and then simple little border. I love the little borders. Just a single crochet of each of the colors that I used in the blanket. And then this one was a great one. This is called the Super Easy Naptime Blanket. And I don't remember off the top of my head who did it, but I'll put it in the description below. This was 4 cakes of a sweet roll that was called Lavender Swirl, and it's just rows of 3 double crochet clusters and then a V-stitch, 3 double crochet cluster and then a V-stitch. So it's not that difficult, and I liked the fact that it was kind of changing up a bit. This blanket was all purples, and I decided to go ahead and grab this white from another sweet roll. I borrowed from his buddy to give him a little bit of pop of color on the edge there. But there you go. I love this one. This was really, really good. It worked up quickly. I could kind of be mindless with it, and got rid of some of my stash, so that's always a good thing. So the sweet roll, it's 100% acrylic, and it is a 5.5 suggested hook, machine wash, cold, tumble dry. We love our sweet rolls because it's so user friendly. Okay guys, and then I did a video that's showing you my wall of yarn, and in it I talked about 2 things that I was going to save for a what's hanging video. So here we are. This first thing is, I got this from my mom. It is all of her not crochet hooks, her knitting needles. Whoops. So, upside down, Amy. Good job. Good job. So she's got some interesting things in here. I mean, obviously I can tell what some of them are because they're knitting needles. And she's got some really great ones. Let me take this one out. It's just sitting in there. This one's just a long crochet hook with a hook on each side. I don't know what to do with that. I'll have to look that up. But she's got some massive knitting needles in here, and then some super skinny little tiny ones. She's got these wooden ones in here. I'll have to show you my crochet hooks. She's got some great, great crochet hooks that she gave me, or that I received from her passing. But yeah, nice little knitting needles. I was trying to look on here. I think it says there's a 6 on here. Where's my number? I don't know how knitting needles go, so this is what I'm trying to show. Well, I can't see that. Are you guys able to see that? I don't know. It says Brittany, number 6. Maybe it's upside down. Maybe that's why we couldn't see it. I don't know. Sorry guys, I am not the best at getting stuff to focus in when I'm trying to show you a label or something. I really gotta work on that. But yeah, and then there was this. I wasn't sure what this was all about. I'm sure one of you knit and can tell me what to do with this J hook. It's got an end, just that pointed needle end on both sides. So some of the other things that are in here that I'm not sure, this looks like just a sleeve. There's a split in it here. I don't know why you would just carry one knitting needle around. Maybe that was a specialty one. Maybe she bought the wooden ones in here. Who knows? And then these, I don't know what these are. I mean, I've seen people using them. There's a string connecting these two little hooks. And here's another one. I don't know. You know, maybe my granddaughter or somebody I know will ever learn to knit, and I can give these to them, because I don't know that I'm going to be able to figure that out. Anyway, so I thought that was really cool. I keep my crochet hooks in a little fabric case that I bought, and so I, you know, kind of similar to this. So I thought that was really cool to share with you guys. I don't know if, I'm sure you guys that knit have these same type of things, but I just like to, you know, touch things that my mom touched. I know that she was enjoying them when she had them, and now it's my turn. Okay. So this next thing is, I've said before that I started a crochet club in my little town here, and one of my neighbors found out that we were doing that, and she wanted to give me this box, and it's a fat quarter shop, and if I'm not mistaken, that's like quilting squares. But this is filled with tons and tons of old crochet magazines. These are like 10 cents. Featuring 14 new pineapple designs. I didn't know there were 14. I don't even know one pineapple design, and there are 14. 1946. 1946. Holy schmolies. So, yeah, these are really fun to go through. What are these? I don't even know. Are those women with a big dress? What would you do with that? This is so funny. Here we go. That's like a lacy doily thing. Who's making that? Are you going to sew that on a blanket or something? Like, I don't know what to do with these. I know in the old days, they did necklines in shirts and stuff. A lot of these are some doilies. Her name's written in some of them. Look at how old. This is awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna crochet myself a little handkerchief. Look at here with a, where did I see it? Down here. There are butterflies. This is crazy. Yeah, remember back in the day? I'm gonna sew that onto a little thing that my dad's gonna blow his nose and put snot into. Thank you very much. Hankies used to be a different thing. Thank God for Kleenex and throwing those suckers away, right? Ew, spillage. So yeah, these are just fantastic. I spend some time looking through these sometimes and just figure, whoops, what did it used to be like? And if these people saw what we were crocheting nowadays, what would they say, right? Like, this is crazy. Modern table settings. Who's going to do that tablecloth? Look at that tablecloth. That is insane. That is beautiful. So, yep. Just lots of black and white pictures. Lots of home decor stuff. Is that same tablecloth? No, that's a different one. So here's your detail for your napkin. So anyway, I don't know, you know, these are fun to look at just by myself. So I'm just going to show them to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had some what's in that box, or what's in that tote, what's hanging, and what are these other weird things. I don't know. I just like to share this stuff with you, and I hope that you've seen something that you enjoy. If you want to, like I said, I'm going to put these blanket links down in the description below, so you can go and check out some of these tutorials if you want to make some of the blankets. I think these are all great stitches that I did, so that y'all can do too. They're all out there. I didn't do anything special. So, all right, guys, I ramble. I hope you enjoy sitting with me today. I hope you have a wonderfully blessed day, and keep smiling. Bye-bye. We'll see you again.